Poppy has dropped her highly anticipated record, Negative Spaces, and everyone's talking about it because we got Jordan Fish on production. We also have Stephen Harrison from Chariot and FIFA 333 and now House of Protection writing a lot of the guitar stuff. A lot of cool people working on this. I do want to mention that this video is an edited down version of my album reaction review from Patreon. So to avoid copyright and other things, and if you want to support the channel, the full unedited video is over on my Patreon, link down below. But enjoy my honest reaction and review to Poppy Negative Spaces. That's all we need for chit chat. Okay, great way to introduce the album. The cost of giving up. Damn, Poppy's looking into your soul. She's got the little Elvis twirl going on. Is this really the entire like video? Like I know it's not an actual music video. What car is that? Okay, she's really going ham with these breakdowns. I hope this album is not just breakdowns in the bridge kind of thing. Ooh, the lows! Give it up. Oh, okay. 1.2 million views in 2 months. Damn. This breakdown goes hard. It's kind of weird to like react to things when you already know what's happening, but I can if you want. Whoa! Whoa! I gotta admit, the little bell snare, it's a nice touch. And here comes the Architect's breakdown. Some broken cross or something in here. And even that. Poppy just throwing up, just gagging. You gotta love it that a gag is such a sick sound in metal. Yeah, more gags. Let's move on to Yesterday. Ooh. Yesterday. Oh, I get the album art. It's Milk of the Poppy. It's a Game of Thrones reference. Oh, she said the album title. Oh, now we vibe. Crystallized. I think I heard this. I'm not too sure. These visualizers though, man. Nice 80s retro feel to this. That's just an 80s beat, man. Bass kick with the clap. No! I want to do that. It's a good track. It's really catchy. Feels very yeah, retro 80s. We're just going through the different eras of Poppy in all one album. First, never mind. I have the lyrics here with me. You can't see it, but helps me understand the structures and the flow a little bit better. Catchy, fun, push go. Okay, okay. Oh, we got nothing. Let's go. Let's go. Here we go. Break down the bridge. Yeah. Okay, solid metalcore track. It sounds honestly kind of similar to most of the metalcore stuff you hear. Ooh. Okay. She's filming herself. Poppy doing her own kind of knock loose track. Oh, we got the siren. Is this just a knock loose song? Gotta get those pad chords in there. Okay. Seems like an interesting segue.
Negative spaces.
This sounds cool. I like this. Hot take. I like this more than the last song, the heavy song. The last song just felt like it was trying to replicate what she did with Knock Loose. Negative Spaces. Oh! Title track. Oh, we're going to alternative rock with this. Okay. Okay, that's cool. There's a little bit of low vibes with some of these songs. Yeah, actually, no, this is kind of low-y right here. Is it really you? Okay, Poppy Loathe. Poppy. So, I thought the song's alright. It's a little cookie cutter for my liking. The industrial elements, man. They're tastefully done. Jordan Fish is crushing. Yeah, this is the typical butt rock song that you'd hear on Octane Radio. This stuff doesn't really do much for me, but I understand the mass appeal, hence why this is the most popular song. These kind of tracks aren't my thing. Another interlude. So we have 3 interludes. Dreaming my life away. I love Jordan Fish's work. And I understand the appeal to a lot of the production choices, but it can sound really artificial at times for me. Okay, Poppy, Negative Spaces. Have a lot to talk about with this one. So let's move on to the review. All right, so I'm seeing so much hype behind this record. You know, the Poppy fans are happy. The metalcore fans are happy. That's at least what I'm seeing online. And I'm so stoked about it because Poppy, obviously she's been doing features with Bad Omens and features with Knock Loose. She's tapping into the metal and metalcore scene. And whether or not this album is metalcore, you know, it probably is, but you can argue that it's like alternative metal or something else. But to stay on topic is that she's getting into the heavy music space here. And it's probably one of the most focused sounding Poppy stylings that I ever heard, because Poppy goes into so many different directions, whether it's like electronic, pop rock, experimental, or metal. This clearly feels like a metalcore album with enough variety, which I like. You have the vibey tracks, you have like the retro sounding tracks, right? But then it goes heavy, but then it goes a little bit melodic in between. Like, you have enough variety to keep things interesting. Now, this album feels like it's also replicating a lot of the trends that I'm hearing in the heavy music space. So if you're someone that's kind of maybe newer to the metalcore scene or like the heavy music scene, then this could sound really refreshing to you. But if you're someone like myself, who pretty much covers all the bands in the scene right now, and I'm so familiar with the sounds and the stylings, then a lot of this sounds a little bit stale to me. But don't get me wrong, because this album is fun because of the variety, the hooks, the breakdowns. It is a fun listen, but it also feels a little too familiar to the ear for me. A lot of the ideas sound very Knock Loose. That one heavy track was clearly just trying to continue what she did with Suffocate. And then you have songs that feel a little bit Loathy inspired that are shoegazy. You have songs that feel a little like Architects, maybe Modern Architects. And then I'm hearing effects with like the glitch sound effects that kind of sound like what Bring On The Horizon's been doing with like some of the post-human stuff. I'm just hearing so many similar ideas with Poppy stylings. And to me, it's a little bit stale, but you can argue that it's Poppy doing it, makes it feel a little bit refreshing. And also, if you're a Poppy fan, this is probably refreshing. But a lot of it feels a little bit manufactured to me. And one of the reasons why it feels a little bit manufactured to me is I'm trying to understand the message behind this album rather than it's Poppy going metalcore, which is a fine message to have. But from the visuals and the aesthetics, the lyrics seemed to convey some authenticity, but the visuals and the marketing behind it, what is this album's what is it trying to convey rather than this is Poppy going metal? So it makes me kind of question, who is Poppy? Because she's clearly going metalcore with this record, and then other albums she's done a little bit more pop rock or other things. And there's character or merit to that, but at the same time, what's her next album going to be? And again, you can argue that's the fun of it, but at the same time, what is her most honest work? This is probably it, but it still feels not as honest as I was hoping it would be. It feels like it's almost tapping into certain demographics in the heavy music scene just to cast a wide net to the large metal audience. You know, you have songs that are just pure metalcore sounding, like the Knock Loose stuff. You have stuff that's a little bit more alternative metal. You have the Octane core tracks. You have things that sound a little bit more like industrial health vibes, but it just feels like it's like tapping into all these different subgenres within this genre to cast a wide net to the large heavy music scene. And that's another reason why this album feels a little artificial or manufactured to me. And another reason that could make me feel that way is the production on this record. Now, Jordan Fish, absolutely brilliant. I love what he does. And he totally understands what to do to bring these artists to life. And I think that's a big reason why this record is doing so well amongst fans and metalcore audiences, is that he really understands the metalcore scene. But one issue that I have with the metalcore scene is the overproduction. And when I talk about overproduction, it's like the effects. There's effects on vocals that just sound way too robotic. There's times where there's too many glitchy effects that it just sounds too produced and not natural. Now, I know that the metalcore scene loves these kind of production ideas. For me, I like something that sounds a little bit more grounded and raw and punchy sounding, I guess, where this again sounds a little bit artificial to me. And since this album is also focusing on all these different subgenres within the genre, it lacks a little bit of cohesion to me. You know, when the interludes come, it just kind of goes straight into this weird vibey interlude, even though we just went into a complete different direction. The interludes are there purposely to help the flow of the album, but it's because the album doesn't have significant consistent flow. And it's because it's an album that has a little bit too many ideas. So the interludes feel a little bit forced. And again, the album has a little bit too many ideas because again, I feel like it's tapping into all the different metal subgenres to cast that wide net. So with all that being said, I know the Poppy fans are not going to be happy with this, but at the end of the day, this is still a fun listen. So don't get me wrong, I still enjoyed it for what I heard. These are just some common criticisms that I even have for other metalcore bands, even though metalcore is like one of my favorite genres of music. And if Poppy finds huge success with this record, then let's go, because I want the scene to grow. I want the scene to be healthy. I love the heavy music space continuing to grow. I want Poppy to crush with this record. Just for my personal palate, it does feel a little bit manufactured. It feels a little bit artificial sounding to me, but it's still a fun listen. It's got fun breakdowns. It's got choruses that pop off. It's got the vibey tracks. It's still an enjoyable record. But to my palate and someone who is very familiar with the trends in the scene, it doesn't hit that hard for me personally. That's because I could be just a little bit jaded. So because of it, my rating for this record is going to be a 6.9. So I didn't necessarily love this record, but I still love the fact that she's tapping into the heavy music scene. And for her next album, if she doubles down with the heavy music and just refines these ideas even more, I feel like we're going to continue to get an even more honest sounding Poppy through later releases. But this is definitely a positive direction that she's going into, and I'm excited for Poppy's future. So that is my thoughts on Poppy, Negative Spaces. I'm curious to know what your thoughts are, so comment down below. Spice up my life. Guys, what you think about this record? I'd love to know. Also, if you've gotten to this point of the video and you haven't clicked off, then I appreciate you, man. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. Feel free to leave a like to the video. Also, feel free to join the Discord if you want to support me. Also, feel free to join the Discord. There's Poppy fans in there, so if you want to make some online friends while keeping up to date with what's going on in the scene with breaking news and new music videos, plus like, you know, fun little other topics like video games, movies, whatever. It's just a fun little community, so feel free to join. It's free to use. But on that, thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Till next time, peace.